Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Good morning, everybody. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Nityananda, Gauranga, Nityananda, Gauranga, Nityananda, Gauranga. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Good morning. Hope you got a little rest here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oops. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare. Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama. A strange request. Hey Govinda, ask that Ram Das Rasi or anybody, maybe Lalita, ask him if he blows his nose in his confidential bhajan. I'd be curious. Wouldn't that be interesting? I want to know. Does he have to blow his nose a lot? That'll give a good indication. I want to see how much of a associate of Lord Caitanya he is. Yeah. So somebody ask him. Let's see what his answer is. And that's not too confidential. Let's say, during your bhajan, do you blow your nose a lot? What a crazy request, huh? Mm. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. We'll get to the bottom of everything. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare, but in a nice way, No challenge. Don't challenge him. Respectfully ask him. Hare Krishna. Govinda's right on there. He said, "Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it." Hare Krishna. I knew he was gonna. He was gonna be. Oh yeah, right. All right, man. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Yeah, it's all Bhakti Lata Beach, Bhakti Lata Beach. It gives River's class today's talking about, Karuna was kind of, but it's this Bhakti Lata Beach. This is the brand we have. We're here to install that in people, so that you have taste when you chant, you know. And otherwise, if you don't have it, it's dry. See, so Bhakti Lata Beach makes it all work, and whether you chant one round or 16 or 1 lakh, if you do it with the taste, see, this is the gift of the Guru. It comes through the Guru, that grace of Bhakti Lata Beach. That's postgraduate. This is all described in Chaitanya Charitamrita. See, postgraduate. In other words, Prabhupada knew they wouldn't understand this Bhakti Lata Beach at that point. And this is really the criteria for the real line, is to have this is the gift of Lord Chaitanya in our Kali Yuga, is he gives this special bhakti lot of bij. It's like a seed of this devotion, a special devotion, okay? Very special, very unique, and you can see most people don't have it yet. See, they got to get it from this tree here, this branch on the tree, so it can come alive. Otherwise, it's not alive. Yeah, um, yeah. That's why I say ask the devotees if they, if he's blowing his nose. See, believe it or not, it sounds silly, but it's not at all, because that was Lord Chaitanya. Is this bhakti is so deep and it's so ecstatic that comes with the part of the symptoms, you know. And not a lot of devotees have that. Actually, even the ones they consider ecstatic. It means you're really deep into this ecstasy. Uh, yeah, gloriously. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And actually, the deeper ecstasy is the foaming of the mouth. That's a very high. That Lord Chaitanya would be in unconscious and foaming. It goes really deep. This stuff, but he's yeah. And so anyway, this the Lord comes in every Kali Yuga, but his form, he comes in a Vishnu form, like this one in this usual Kali Yuga is Kalki. See, but this is different. This Kali Yuga is very special. Once every, they call 27 Divya Yugas, which is every 28th Kali Yuga, and that's 28 times. A long freaking time, man. And then instead of Kalki coming, who comes is Lord Chaitanya. First, Krishna comes. See, basically, the full Godhead comes. So I got this revelation this morning more clear. First, Krishna comes in the beginning, and then Lord Chaitanya. But Lord Chaitanya is in the mood of Radha. So you could say Radha comes. See? So Krishna comes first, and then Radha comes. See, they both come, but they're in Vrindavan. But so Krishna comes, and then Radha comes right after that to give this love to others. See, and that's why it's so important. See, without it, it doesn't make your bhakti fly. You don't get the really reap the result. You're not Krishna conscious. You can't really understand Krishna. You need this bhakti. See, you can't. That's why you see Lord Chaitanya is the key to this. Like even Maria is figuring it out intuitively. She intuitively like, oh yeah, Lord Chaitanya, because he's the key. Yeah, um, and not directly Radha and Krishna. You're not clear. You're not really clear. You got to help people understand the importance of Lord Chaitanya, because you can't go directly to Radha and Krishna. Like even she says, I don't feel any. I just disappear. Yeah, of course. You gotta. I even went for years. I was just worshiping Lord Chaitanya. So great, so wonderful. And then naturally it goes there, or it can go there. It doesn't. I mean, you can worship Lord Chaitanya forever. You don't ever have to go to Radha and Krishna, even though you are. They're the same, actually. It's, yeah. But that's how exalted Radha and Krishna were, is so deep that you have to get Lord Chaitanya's mercy, and that comes through his real associates. That's why they can't do it. These all the way up through the Narayan Raj groups, they can't get it. They have to go here, all of them, and that's just a fact. They cannot prove that they can't even understand this preaching. That shows you. Right? If you can't understand this preaching, you're not really deep into Radha and Krishna worship. This worship in this level of ecstasy allows you to understand Radha Krishna Lila. Like you can relish the Govinda Lila Mrita and these kind of books with understanding, with deep revelation. Otherwise, you can't. And so everybody see. It's like Jesus said, you got to come in the door to enter the kingdom. Otherwise, you try to climb in some other way, you'll always be thrown out. You must go through an associate of Lord Chaitanya. See, that's why I'm saying people coming here are the most fortunate persons in the world. Don't tell me about your sicknesses or why or how miserable you are and all that. You're just, I mean, in the eyes of God and Guru, a real Guru, is you're the most fortunate person in the world. People with healthy bodies and all that, they're not coming here, and you got a zillion times more wealth than they got. You found the ultimate goal of life, especially if the Lord gives Himself to you. I mean, don't complain to me. I mean, you're going to get a deaf ear, you know, and because I know what's going on, and maybe my less informed disciples might, oh, you poor thing. I'm sorry, you're not poor at all. You know, that's just an old conditioning that people used when they're, to get attentions and all that stuff. It doesn't work. Give it up, everybody. Just give it up. Let it go. It ain't worth your time anymore. Just be in the bliss of ecstasy of love of God. Yeah, forever. Yeah, no more need for these. Those are like crutches. They keep you weak and hobbling along in the world. I told Alita that once. I remember I said, and I saw her going back and forth. It was just the opportune time to cut the head off the snake. I said, "What are you doing? You back and forth. Just stay in there." And she said, "I can't stop." But she did, because the word of Guru comes at the opportune time, just the right time. All of a sudden, the classes became more all the time. No, not much processing stuff. just boom, 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 ecstatic, just then, you know. So it's all mercy, this stuff, man, spontaneous. See, Bhakti Lata Bij. See, this is what Karuna needs to understand. He's, why are you like this, River? And I'm like this, and there's a little controversy there. Well, because see, you got the seed more, and he's still, it's you got to see. He's got to get the see. Nityananda, the guru, comes in and plows first. See, he's got to plow, isn't it? What is this plow for? You think it's just some story? He just carries a friggin' plow? No, you got to plow the earth, man. The earth of people got to, there's rocks in there, and it's hard. You plow, stuff, and it has to come out of them, and stuff. There's even plowing, even when you become ecstatic. Some plowing going on. They get, you plow, make the soil really fertile, so that bhakti can go in there deep and then sprout really nice. Yeah. People coming here, you're the most fortunate persons in the world. This is the only place I've seen you can't cultivate this in a Narayan Maharaj group. As soon as you have a tear, this is too and then their envy comes up and jealousies that they don't even know they have, and their competitions and all of that, the prides. See, you can't climb in the kingdom of God in some other way. You got to go through the door. This is the door. Is a fact, man. There's no, people can, you can deny, but the truth, 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 truth. I'm just going to counter with the truth, truth, truth. The truth is more powerful than anything. It is how we stay out of the modes of nature, how the modes of nature stay out of us. See, that's why Krishna, everything is in him. The modes of nature within him. They don't touch him. Just like water doesn't mix with oil. Same with us. We stay in Krishna. He stays in us, and even though we're the modes of nature in us, it don't affect us. See, so that's how we're preaching. You know, because we're protected by the spiritual potency, and go deeper and deeper and deeper in it. Yeah. See, so the Lord shows the world, hey, say, this is where I'm working, man. I'm working in this little sangha with these ordinary persons, like Maria. Oh, maybe she's not here. I have to mention her name, makes her watch the videos. Why did he talk about me? Oh, yeah, Kamalakanta, too. I mentioned his name, so get him to watch, too. Yeah, see, the Lord wants to show how he works, man. What do you work at? Where do you get this kind of knowledge? I mean, I can't imagine. I mean, I was listening to Lalita's class, and Rivers too. All these revelations all the time. Revelation. What a life, man! But then I get what God has. I live like God. Can you imagine? I'm not God. I'm a devotee, man. The Lord's given me this great wealth. Wealth that He has. He's rich. I'm rich too. To me, this is rich in this revelations and ecstasies, and Radha, understand who she is and how important she is. All these things. To me, that's gold. Ooh, that's our content here, man. We have real content, lasting. This will make you last forever. This makes people immortal, man. What comes out of here? Yeah. See, attentive listening. You see, River. Look at her. That's how she listens. That's why she's got what she got. And look at Lalita, the same. Or Johan. He used to get up. Probably still does. Gets up early just to hear the class. All that stuff. The vibration, man. The vibration and the content. Oh man, we got it all here. Everything. Unbelievable. Yeah, so it's just a fact, man. You guys really want a relationship with Radha and Krishna and Lord Chaitanya, you got to come here. If you don't, well, you missed the boat. The boat is here. I'm telling you frankly, I'm here shouting from the rooftops. My disciples are shouting from the rooftops. So you either come or you stay outside. and wait for another time. Who knows how long? Look, it's been 500 years since the last really outpouring was Srinivas, Narottam, and Shamananda, and then it started to dry up. Now you get it again, man. This is the same preaching. The Goswamis wrote the books and they preached the books in ecstasy and delivered the ecstasy to the people in general after Lord Chaitanya. And this is happening again. So you either pick it up or, you missed it. You could wait, I don't know how many, who knows? You know, it's here now. You know, yeah. Yeah, Sim asked good questions. I mean, that's sincere, sincere. That's why he's here. You know, uh, you got to be sincere. Otherwise, the scarecrow comes out. That hat. Yeah, oh, the scarecrow time. You notice the guy left. Yeah, no problem. They want to teach the teachers, want to control the teacher. This is natural. So better to, that's preaching too. People, you make people aware of how their energy is working. Otherwise, that is controlling him. His control is controlling him or anybody like that. Okay? So I help. That's that's the gift here. Oh, by the way, you don't control. What are you doing here? You're supposed to come here to listen. People think they are more than they are. That's why these gurus, they need to be humbled. Yeah, humbled means is this? Oh yeah, this is better than what I have. This is. Oh yeah, this is the real standard. Ecstatic worship. They have to admit that. Otherwise, they stay out, and anybody who follows them stays out of the kingdom. Although you don't know, the kingdom is Satchitananda. Satchitananda is here, man. Yeah, the essence of truth is being preached openly. The essence of truth is ecstasy, is feeling expressed in this world. That's Vrindavan. And that truth, those truths, Bhakti Lata Bij, how important it is, Sadhu Sangha, all these essential truths. Okay? And that's what we preach here. And anybody don't accept that, you miss the path. This is the arrow that goes right into the eye of the fish. This is Arjuna style. And everybody else is shooting arrows, missing the mark, missing the mark, missing the mark. See, there are speculations and all this. This is right on the mark. It targets you. That's why attentive listening, you're targeting to the target. Yeah. Truth will set you free. Never get it. It's like Bhagavad Gita 10:10. What Jesus said. They're all family, man. Family affair. They're all working for the same Lord. And this is what Jesus said. I have more to tell you, but you can't bear it. Look how many Christians, they still can't bear it. Look at how many Vaishnavas, they can't bear it. Still. But, we got the order. We just do the work. And whoever Krishna wants, look, people are coming, man. Yeah. Each one becomes like a powerhouse. The Lord starts to awaken each person. They become a Maharati. You know what Maharati is? In Krishna Lila, each son of each person that had special empowerment became so powerful that one of them could fight with 1 million soldiers and defeat them, especially the sons of Krishna. Just one of those could defeat thousands of soldiers. And that's what happens here, the devotees here. Just one sincere person listening and becoming empowered is able to defeat Maya, thousands of people in Maya. That's what Prabhupada, see, he listened and really carefully. He had great faith in his guru, Bhaktisiddhanta, as being a real, emissary, a son of the Lord, a ray of Vishnu. Okay? He listened very tenderly. became empowered. See, and that's how it works. Yeah. You think Maharaj Parikshit wasn't listening carefully to Shukadev? That sound vibration, everything. Sometimes get totally intoxicated, stumbling around, laughing and crying when read about Nimai and Nitai. See, that's the Bhakti Lata Bish. See, that's faith in your guru. You got all these things. You know? That's how you get it into the kingdom. If the person's a real door, that's what you get. Bhakti Lata Bij enables you to enjoy actually serving Krishna like this. Krishna's in your heart now. Now he's giving you the confidential service. Engage you in confidential service that nobody, these gurus can't even figure out. But all they get are a bunch of disciples, of problems of their disciples. You know what? Some money. It just lasts. It goes right. It's not even money is not even backed by anything. You know, it's just paper. Oh, go enjoy the paper, man. Enjoy all the stuff you can buy to degrade your life. Enjoy the false ego and false prestige. Oh wow, whoopie doo. Big gurus, you're so big. Yeah. Yeah. We're into big bhakti, man, big revelation, big ecstasy, you know, you know, and sharing it with others and the happiness of building the family of God, you know, on this planet here. You know, to defeat Carl Schwabs and all that stuff, you know, easily, effortlessly. Maybe convert people like that, even. Why not? We got a better deal here than anybody. This is the best deal on this planet, man. This is the deepest riches are here. You know, Lord Chaitanya showed that. Verses and the holy name were their greatest, was his greatest treasure, and his deepest devotees his greatest treasure. You don't need anything else. You don't need any other protection. Yeah. All you need is to chant the holy name with great ecstatic love in these pastimes, and everything is accomplished. Everything in full, payment in full. You're perfectly right with God and Goddess. You make Radha happy. You make Krishna happy. What else is there? Isn't that amazing, huh? Amazing stuff. Amazing grace. Let's see. Let's get into. Let's see here. How about Victor Moon, the Lord Chaitanya? Okay. No. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Glorification of the Lord's devotees. See, glorification of the Lord's devotees shows how important it is. They have a whole chapter in this on the glorification of the Lord's devotees. And that what people should take note of is what kind of devotees. Because, you know, now they just use the whole, everything's mixed up. Oh, yeah, the devotees, the devotees. See? But and nobody gets love of God, even though, oh yeah, it's about going to the devotees, right? Nobody makes a distinction. Even these gurus, they can't make the decide. They just mix everything. Everything's mixed up. Oh yeah, the devotees, take shelter of the devotees. The God brothers, the same as Prabhupada, or they're all the same. Give equal respect to the all the God brothers that you give to Prabhupada, even though he didn't really preach that. Prabhupada said if one gets the special mercy of one's guru, you should treat that disciple, even though he's a god brother, almost on the same level, and actually you should treat him on the same level as your own guru. Because the same Krishna is working through that disciple as your guru. Yeah. That's why, when that person, that nice devotee, he's nice. He likes our pre. He can see what I'm talking about. And he said, well, he was teaching, you should give respect to the God brothers of Prabhupada, and like, and treat them because they're in the same, levels and all that stuff. And I said right off, I said, well, that's an okay teaching for neophytes, but not for an advanced disciple, even, much less guru. An advanced disciple can make those distinctions and may make those distinctions according to context. Because you cannot treat Prabhupada and the God brothers on the same level if they're not on the same level. I'm not, and I can't even say all the God. You have to go, what God brother are we talking about, right? Specifically. If they're on the same level, they'll have the same ecstatic worship. They'll be part of the same transcendental family. Otherwise, they're still in process, still wanting to be, or a neophyte, neophyte uh, guru, or a neophyte godbrother. You need to make the spiritual distinctions. It's just like that story with Bhakti Siddhanta and Bhakti Vinod. Bhakti Vinod took a guru, and it appears that he was kind of a neophyte, and couldn't appreciate the value of his own disciple. See, and so Bhakti Vinod wanted to set the example of going in the line and all that, but it a little bit backfired, but not really, because this is a great teaching right now. Okay? At the end of Bhakti Siddhanta's life and time, the the guru rejected Bhakti Vinod. Can you imagine? Was that proper, really? No, he only rejected him because he was a neophyte. Neophytes reject. And before that, Bhakti Vinod was getting, oh, my Guru Dev, oh, and all this stuff. He was treating them like Lord Caitanya treated, like Ramachandra Puri in the story. See, oh, you're just so, but was he really like that? No. And the disciples of, or the followers of Lord Chaitanya knew better. They're going, this Ramachandra is giving us a headache. He's such a fault finder of real devotees. And when is he going to leave? See, they were thinking like this. And the Lord is, oh, he's just like, I'm just like a little boy, cheating them, not really acting according to real spiritual truth, really. Yeah. And, uh, and so Ramachandra Puri left and never really benefited much. I mean, he saw the Lord and all that. Well, great. But he didn't accept. See, it's all about accepting. Lord Chaitanya said, if you don't accept me, you'll be destroyed. That's what Lord Chaitanya said. Jesus, they all say that. It's the same thing here. If you don't accept this preaching, you're going to be destroyed. Really. I mean, to be honest with you, that frankly, you will be destroyed. Why? What is it? What is the Lord saying? What am I saying? You'll be destroyed because you're going to take another birth. You're going to be, your body will be destroyed, and you think you're your body. Look, they're still giving I'm not this body class. They still believe they're their body. You can't climb in the kingdom of God some other way. It doesn't work. You can give your I'm not this body class till you're blue in the face, and still you'll identify with the body. Bottom line. So until you accept the gift of Lord Chaitanya coming through the real line, you will take another birth. Because if you leave here, this planet, I don't care, you're a Narayan Raj disciple, you're an ISKCON guru with a big cloud and 1,000 disciples. If you don't see God is working here, how are you going to see He's working in the kingdom? How? We're here so you can see. This is the test. You got to see Satchidananda is planted here on this planet. The garden of real bhakti is planted here firmly now. This is where you go to get it. Unless you're actually, if you're really in it, you'll appreciate this preaching. You'll be like that also. Okay? But if you're not, you got to go in a door. The devotees who are intimate with the Lord and have the symptoms of that intimacy are the door. You know? So that's why, maybe this devotee that we see, maybe he's, got the order of Prabhupada, I think his, unless he's going to preach to neophytes, if he wanted, I don't know, maybe he is here to preach to neophytes, help him give a little step. But I'm not. I want to, I like to get it clear. I'm like more Bhakti Siddhanta teaching. Oh yeah, and then Bhakti Siddhanta with the guru, he put the guru put his feet on the head of Bhakti Vinod, and Bhakti Siddhanta said, "Get those feet off. This guy's a manjari, and you you should put your head on his feet." See, that's the way Bhakti Siddhanta is very, that's why Prabhupada got empowered by such a guru. That's why you're empowered by such a guru. He's Bhakti Siddhanta preaching. I don't know no etiquette stuff. Just straight truth, man. That's why you advance and Prabhupada advanced. He loved that. He loved that. Just tell me the truth. The truth will say, don't give me the etiquettes, because that's for neophytes. See, the neophyte can't make the distinction. Advance. Oh yeah, everybody is like Prabhupada. All gurus, if they have orange, all gurus that are God brothers initiated by Bhakti are on the same level. See, and then but you follow them and you stay on the neophyte level like that neophyte God brother. See, that's why you see, one came out, one good one that we know of that preached more widely came from Bhakti Siddhanta, right? And everybody else took these other God brothers. And one probably from Prabhupada came out, you know. See, all you need is one to really start something strong, you know. That's why Prabhupada said the Acharya is more than a guru. More than just one of these ordinary, so many thousands of gurus. Man, what Acharya is he? They are the ones who make a special contribution to the disciplic line, and we have already, whether they people know it, acknowledge it or not, we've already done that, man. We're preaching the real Chaitanya Lila principles, the real deep principles of Radha Krishna Lila that nobody has the power to preach, not even Narayan Raj or any of them. No Radhakan Babbage, none of them. And that Lord wants to show, hey man, I work where I work. I choose who I choose. You know, whether it's a sannyasi uniform or a t-shirt uniform, whatever it is. But he's working here. And if people don't acknowledge it, you miss the boat. You know? And that's why you see whoever does acknowledge it and really listens, closely and everything, can relish this nectar. You're just like Arjuna. You said, wow, this is just like nectar to my ears. Man, my ears are like tongues. It's like what you see when people eat a good, tasty meal. They're really focused, really completely. This is so nice, and then we see like this and glorify it and say, "Oh, this is so tasty." Okay? That's what happens when you're spiritual. You got Bhakti Lata Bij, and your spiritual body is awakened, and you hear from a spiritual master these confidential topics. Yeah. Yeah, it's as it is. It should be. It's the Lord's strength you see here, isn't it? It's my strength. I also get this. Yeah. See, this is the truth we put into the world, and whoever grabs onto it, you found the rope, and you're pulled right out of this mind. You just hold on to that rope, man. You find real guru. See, the real guru reveals the real Krishna, and the real Krishna reveals the real guru for those who are looking. That's why you're here. See, those who are really looking. And you know how high this is, how deep this is, by how much purification many of you had to go through. And you can see why it's not, it's like, you got to be willing to go through you got to come here to be processed. This is where processing is good. See, people are processed by the world of Maya, right? It makes you weak, it makes you stupid, dumbs you down. Eh? You notice people strong here, getting stronger, right? Bringing God into this world boldly, just like those early Christians, boldly. Even now, if you're empowered by Christ, you got a power. There's a potency there, an assurance there. These are the qualities of those empowered by the spiritual potency. This is what we're going to start with the Vaishnavas and show them. This is different. This is authoritative. The Lord has the authoritative mood, and so does the devotees. That's one of their moods. Very moody persons. You ever see moody persons in the world? They unhappy. Oh, yeah. Ask Sachi about moody emotions. Oh, they're so big. Yeah, yeah, the moody material modes, even goodness, moody's in the modes of goodness. I deal with that a lot now. I got a lot of disciples who come. They're so good in their hearts. But the good, I got to make them a little better. Better than good. Because even that bores me. There's all this can recycling stuff and all that stuff. Oh, we're going to recycle this and recycle that and do this and do that. And hey, man, as long as you know that's not going to get you into the kingdom, you need something more than that. You need the truth, the deeper truth, because that's still in the modes. Those modes are still in you and affecting your worship. Okay? It is my duty to scrape it all out like a good, scrape it out. Yeah, and then you can act in the mode of goodness if you want, but you don't. It's not like it gives you life. Like, oh yeah, this is going to give me some juice. It gives you realize your juice comes from Hari Kata, man, from really listening attentively. Because people in the mode of goodness, they're also their minds are going here and there too. It ain't good enough, man. You got to get attracted deeply to Lord Caitanya, Nityananda, the pastimes, a name, one pointed, and it scrapes those modes of even goodness out of you, man. You realize, this is the life, right, Lalita? This is it. This is it. The other still burns you out a bit because you got to always do stuff. Oh yeah, and the guilt is still there, the shame is still there, all that. Come on, man, This is a better life, man. Real life, forever life. You think Narada Muni is into this mode of goodness stuff? Pure ecstasy and revelation. He lives like that, man. Lives on that, man. Keeps all the modes out of you. See, this is the depth of this preaching. I poo-poo the modes. I have to go, that's insignificant. Demigod's insignificant. Oh, these gurus, neophyte gurus who are getting all this respect, insignificant. That's his nature when you read this. The devotees of the Lord, they poo-pooed everything. It's nothing. Insignificant. Why are you paying that any mind? Pay your mind here to Lord Chaitanya's mercy. What do you pay? Austerities? All that hard work? Ah, yeah, come here, man. You'll get the blessing of the Bhagavatam. Because that's all we give is the blessing of the essential Bhagavatam. Yeah, as soon as a tear starts sprouting from your eyes and the laughter in your heart, like this, now you're evincing the symptoms of transcendence, and now you're promoted to the kingdom of God. Yeah. Right. Regardless if there are any little piddly stuff, you're still, just which will go by and by. Ah, so the splendid path of pure devotional service, which bewildered the great sages in the past. See, there's a lot of good devotees out there. Some may be on a level of sages, right? Do they understand this, what we're preaching? Do they understand this level of devotional service? Most of them don't. They're very lucky if they do. Yeah. See, this splendid path of pure devotional service, which is Bhakti Lata Bij, the inclination to taste the name, the eagerness to chant and taste that holy name with transcendentally awakened senses. See, this bewilders the sages of the path. Is it surprising that, like, Karuna is still trying to understand what we're doing? Well, what do they do? What do they do? Why is the river like this? See, even though if you're a good person, like she says, he's kind of into the mode of goodness. Well, sort of. Isn't there a lot of modes? Everybody is. Okay? But that's the way outsiders are. The only way is you have to develop faith in those who have bhakti lata bees. You have to have develop faith in our preaching. If you don't, you're an outsider. You stay outside. It doesn't matter. Okay, according to the world, everybody, the people are worshiping Trump, right? Oh, Trump gets all the respect from worldly people, but he's an outsider, man. To God, he's outside. Oh, maybe he's a little pious and believes in God. Okay, yeah, but he's still an outsider. Yeah. The Lord, with relationship with Bhavananda Roy and his five Pandavas, and the Lord gave them so much mercy. And he said, because you're not an outsider, you're an insider. So you're inside me. You're inside. I'm inside you. You're inside me. See? So if you don't accept that kind of devotional service in this world, well, you missed this round. Uh, which material intelligence has no power to enter. Yeah. See, material intelligence. That's why you can study and study and study the Vedas. You still can't enter here. And that's what they try to do. They go and get their bhakti shastras by studying Bhagavad Gita, but you can't enter where we are. Yeah. See, we get that Vedanta from bhakti. See, when you get Bhakti Lata Bij, you just look at the verse. And because of that bhakti, you can understand it in such a way that even scholars don't understand, who study those verses and study them and memorize them and all that stuff. But you just look at it, and that bhakti reveals that devotion, that pure devotion, that Bhakti Lata Bij reveals its beauty. That's Krishna. That verse is Krishna. And because of bhakti, you can see its beauty. And without it, you can't see it. Look at all these clients. Look at what I just told you. Who can tell you these things? Only if you're deep in bhakti and have these revelations. Okay? So a lot of like these devotees, some these are like sages. They say, "Oh, you shouldn't actually reveal these things to people. You shouldn't say. You're right. I shouldn't say this. I shouldn't tell anybody these. These are so confidential. This is the heart of God." This is like going in what I do here and what I share here and what some of the devotees are doing already is what God is doing in his bedroom. No wonder that some of these, why are you doing this? You should, it's very confidential. People get envious. Well, yeah. But this is Kali Yuga. This is that special Kali Yuga. The Lord's thinking, hey, man, I'm not going to go here from nothing. I'm going to come here and do something, man. If I'm going to come in this Kali Yuga, I'm going to get a lot of people to get this ecstatic worship. You think I'm in a different mood? If I'm going to be here and I'm going to be feeling these amazing feelings and chanting like this, I want to see a lot of other people getting this too. I mean, Lord Caitanya came in this Kali Yuga. I want to be a good servant of him to actually distribute this far and wide. Simply because I can, and you can also. Okay? Yeah. To take these wonderful verses of Prabodhana Saraswati and just belt them out, shout them from the rooftops, man. Yeah, you notice Jesus said, after I'm gone, I told you things in secret, you shouted from the rooftops. And Lord Chaitanya said also, while I'm here, you keep things a little more quiet, and then shouted from the rooftops after I'm gone. Well, I got a big voice, loud. And everybody here gets a big voice. When the Lord starts working in you, man, it's powerful. You become uncommon. He's turbocharged. You're like a classic old car that's been revamped, and turbocharged. You ever see some of those old American cars with a big charger on the top? That's what the Lord does inside you. He turbocharges you. Yeah, that's what it's about, man. You become like a prince and a king in this world, or a queen. You become a goddess of fortune. To get what we have to give, you become a goddess of fortune, man. And you will feel it. You will experience, man, you'll be counting your blessings every day, more and more and more, especially once the conditioning goes. This conditioning stiff. That's the stuff, the back and forth and back and forth. Yeah. Yeah, and you realize, oh man, this is wealth. This is everything. Look at these people. They're in Maya. They're outsiders. They're in Maya. Who knows how long they'll be there? And this will free them. This will set them free if they come here and listen. These are uncommon talks. You're hearing things Jesus didn't speak. You're hearing things that Prabhupada didn't speak. You know, you're hearing things that are not even in the books, that are in the books and also not in the books yet. Just like the books, and more revelations come. That kind of stuff. Hmm. See, has no power, which material intelligence no power to enter, which Sukadev Goswami was not able to understand. That's saying a lot, isn't it? Shuka, you think, how could this be? Well, you just got to understand how God works. Man. That's all. It's just simple. Most people don't know. That's why the Christians make the mistake. See, I could say also, the because of Lord Chaitanya's grace and this disciplic line, I can understand what even Saint Paul didn't have the power to understand. Could you imagine meeting somebody that one of the greatest saints who were Saint Paul, Saint Peter, all of them put together? I can understand what all of them put together don't understand, and you can get this also. Is that am I? Is this false ego, or is this megalomania, or is this just flat out truth? Is this not the way it works? Isn't that according to the verse? Shukadev Goswami could not understand because it wasn't revealed. Saint Paul can't understand. That means you Christians, if you get more intelligence, you would understand that you can get more understanding here, because Lord Chaitanya and his devotees are the greatest and the most recent revelations of the Godhead, to the furthest extent, which is way beyond the comprehension of even any Christian. Even Saint Francis couldn't understand. Even Jesus talked about this idea. He said, the great sages would love to hear what you are hearing now, but couldn't because it wasn't revealed until Jesus. It's always like this. That's why you people coming here get to hear what even Prabhupada disciples haven't heard, or Bhakti Siddhanta or Bhakti Vinod, because it wasn't revealed until now. That's the kind of place you're in right now in 2020. I ain't exact. I'm backing up everything. Everything's backed up here by the essence of truth. See, the Lord is empowering that. Only he can teach like this. I can't on my own. There's no way. What I just said, I had no idea about it. Nothing. Psh, the Lord, he's just really here doing it. Could you imagine having such a relationship? This is one I want to share with the world. You can become like me. That kind of intimacy with God. No veil. Well, the veil is there, but it's there for tasting purposes. To taste God, not to be God. And that who wants to be God? I want even the Lord. They said, I don't want to be God. I want to taste the Lord. I want to taste Krishna. And he came as Lord Caitanya. Teach us that this is what's available now. Yeah. Hey, just like the verse. Nobody's. You've never heard a purport like this. No one has written one like this, because that's how the Lord. This is now. See, the Lord is working here. He's always progressively revealing and clarifying what has been said before and bringing forth new revelations. And I get the privilege to be a conduit for that. And you can too. Those who have become attracted. Oh, yeah, I want to worship like this. This is called Raghunuga Bhakti Path. Oh, you want to worship like you want such intimacy? This is what the gopis have. They're like this. Headed by the Manjaris. They're like this. Very intimate. And you don't have to be any special. Gaur Haridas is proof of that. Man. Nothing special. Fanny says, I am a beginner and feel every day more and more. Oh, beautiful. That's the right mood. That's it. You're like Arjuna. You got everybody. You see, Fanny, you're more in the real line than Radhanath, Jaipatak, and all those persons, even though they were initiated by Prabhupada. You're more in the line. You will get into the kingdom before they will, because you're acting in a way that they can't act. You're acting like a real disciple, like Maharaj Parikshit and Shukadev Goswami. I mean, Maharaj Parikshit and Arjuna, who had a real spiritual masters, and you listen like this and feel more and more and more. That means you get in Bhakti Lata Beach by your faith in this, your sincere faith, and that goes for everybody here. That's your witness. That's what I say. Amy. When your witness is what you're getting by your faith in this and attentive hearing. You're getting more. You're going to show you're getting more deep in the truth of Krishna consciousness than these gurus and sannyasis and Brahmins. And they can come to the front of the line, but they need to see, like you're like the wives of the Brahmanas. The Brahmanas were too proud to come first, right? But the wives came first. They're just simple people like you guys, like Fanny, like Amy, like Lalita, like River, like everybody here. Just the simple lower class people come first. Okay? And then these sannyasi, like a sannyasi is coming now. He says, wow, I really like your preaching. Okay? That's Krishna's mercy. There are a lot of sincere people out there. You know? And even the ones that maybe have a little pride, they will see that they're outdone and the Lord is outshining everything here. And for their benefit, so that they can get this real opulence. Real opulence isn't a bunch of disciples, not in the way they're thinking. It's not in having like, oh, I'm advanced because I have a lot of disciples. I have a nice doty on, and because I follow the program, I'm advanced. No, you're advanced by how attracted you are to chanting the holy name and pastimes of the Lord. How attracted are you to Krishna? How much ecstatic love has developed in you to enable you to appreciate the sweetness of Krishna's names and pastimes like this. That's advanced. See, that's the golden jewel. And this is what we're here to do. See, the, the Lord has to do that often through the low class persons. Because otherwise, the sannyasis they lose their way by thinking pride is bhakti. Pride is not bhakti lata bij. Yesterday, by chanting, I was shivering. Wow, amazing. See, that's it. See these symptoms. See, Fanny, the Lord sees this. He sees your sincerity. And that He wants to show the world, hey, all you have to be is like Fanny, sincerely hearing, attracted to hearing, and with simple faith,
She
that the,
didn't know this was a symptom at all. I never talked to her about the
yeah,
shivering
yeah, yeah,
feeling. She doesn't know that.
yeah. Shamaguri said also before when she first started the symptom that she started shivering. And all this. It's all faith. You see, people need to see you simple people that are coming here and listening with simple faith, and those persons that don't have such faith, the sannyasis and their followers and all, they don't have faith in this preaching. You're going to show that you're getting more real Krishna consciousness blessings and good fortune and the ability to chant the holy name with ecstasy and attraction, and that's what you'll show them as a witness. See that you're on the real green branch, not a withered branch. Withered branches, you can't chant the holy name of Krishna or Lord Chaitanya with attraction and ecstasy and passion. Okay? What is being a big guru or a follower of these gurus if you don't get this taste? Okay? So this is like the birds and the bees. It's a wake up call. It's like, okay, you ready to know what real Krishna consciousness is or what? Can you see as a guru, as a sannyasi, as a Brahmin, can you see this is really Krishna consciousness? This is really intimately understanding, the depths of who and what Krishna is, who Radha is, what is devotion, how important it is. What is the real path, how to get there quick, how to get God in this life, a relationship with Krishna in this life. See, you got to understand these principles. That's why you see it wasn't, any Narayan Raj person that came here, if they come here, if even one comes here, they will preach by saying the same thing like, my goodness, even those disciples of Narayan Raj, even Narayan Raj doesn't have, didn't say, didn't give what is given here. Because it's true. Show us some examples. I haven't even seen anybody there in the group that even can acknowledge that the Lord is here. Lord Chaitanya's mercy is here of giving love of Krishna so easily. I haven't even seen one. So therefore, hey, insignificant. Just like we're insignificant to them, you need a thorn to pluck out a thorn. Oh, we're insignificant. Oh, you're insignificant to us. That's the way the Lord's thinking. Oh, you don't consider where I'm working significant? Well, then you don't really know me. You don't know my power. Look, Fanny is beginning to know the Lord's potency and power, right? Simply because her faith in this preaching that they don't know. See, what is Bhagavatam? The highest truth. Isn't this the highest truths? You're hearing the essence of the highest truth. Distinguished from what? Illusions. Distinguished from being a guru without this bhakti. That's kind of an illusion, isn't it? What is my fault for pointing it out? What do you want me to just let them all go and leave the Dhams, and not change? Ramachandra Puri never changed because of that etiquette. But Devananda Panu got heavy chastisement with the truth. Hey, man, you're not really qualified. Oh, I don't care about how many disciples you have. I don't care about your so called humility. I don't care about your austerities. You're not qualified. And this is why. You don't have the ecstatic devotion. You kicked Srivas out of my class. What is the difference in Gaur Hari Das's preaching? Oh, Radhanath, you ain't qualified to teach the Bhagavatam. Yeah, you're not qualified. You took one of Gohari's Das's disciples. You led them away and said he's not with the real Parampara. You're not qualified to teach. You're just as the same as you were before. You haven't changed. You just got more disciples and more problems. See? Oh, it's a rerun. If the Lord didn't say that, just like if I didn't say that, there's no hope for these guys. They will die without this bhakti. But Devananda Pandit went on to become a pure devotee. He realized his fault. Because of that chastisement, the Lord opened his mouth. Ramachandra Puri, with this etiquette, oh, you're just such a, oh, which was all bullshit. It wasn't true. He was an offender of pure devotees. He was an offender of God. He criticized even the Lord himself. He criticized all that. And went away. Even the disciples of Lord Chaitanya didn't say anything. Oh, well, no, went away unchanged. But Devananda Pandit became a pure devotee simply because he accepted the preaching of Lord Chaitanya. He accepted the word that the chastisement ultimately. So I'll take the risk of being misunderstood for the benefit of him and his disciples. Yeah. So this is Chaitanya Leela. I'm here to preach it. Did I not preach it? Did I not show you? Doesn't like a person like Radhanath have some? The guy's austere, right? I'm sure he chants his rounds, and I'm sure he does the programs, and he does all these things, and he's humble like Devananda Pandit, and he's scholarly. I'm sure he studies and can memorize verses, and he's follow Brahmitical stuff, and right, just like Devananda Pandit. But is that good enough? All his disciples probably think, oh, it's good. He's a pure devotee. But was that really good enough for Lord Chaitanya? No. And if Lord Chaitanya is really here, he'll show that his preaching is the same as it was 500 years ago. That's why we get the same deliverance in disciples here, like it was 500 years ago. You don't get this preaching, you don't get this deliverance. You don't believe in this preaching. You don't believe in what I just said. Go follow Radhanath. Let's see how far you get. Stay there until you wise up, and no matter well, I don't know how many lifetimes it'll be, but you're coming back. You have to evince the symptoms of ecstatic worship to go. Yeah. So the Lord shows. You see, persons like Fanny and others who are getting these devotional symptoms, Lalita, Ganga, and River getting these devotional symptoms. Isn't that the Lord proving that he's really working here? Is this? I mean, I'm just calling people's attention to simple logic that these gurus can't seem to understand. I think they're acting like fools not to understand these things. If I don't say anything and show their foolishness, how are they going to admit it? Their disciples can't purify them. They think, "Oh, you fool!" I mean, but they don't say, "Oh, you exalted persons," and they're fools, right? In truth. So it's what did Jesus taught? The blind leading the blind into a ditch. And Gohari is like a Sudama. They're false gurus still. They're false Krishnas, false representations of the real Krishna. The real representative of Krishna is as it is. Did I not tell you the pastime as it was? Did I show you its practical application in this life? Where do you see such a thing? Why do you think the Lord had that pastime with Radhanath going on? Why did I just happen to be there with one of my disciples who asked him, is Gohari in the real line? Oh, no. Oh, you think I'm going to think he's anything special? Prabhupada gave me the order to continue the line, to deepen it, to make it more clear for persons like Radhanath. You can't. This is if you have the special mercy of Prabhupada in the line and the line, you will do something significant. You'll do something extraordinary. You'll do something that these other common devotees can't do because what is living in you is uncommon. That's how it works. Isn't it funny? It always works like that when the Lord is in somebody, something uncommon. That's why we know God was in Prabhupada. God was in Bhaktisiddhanta. God was in Bhakti. They do something extraordinary. God was in Jesus. Something extraordinary. God is in their real followers like Paul and Peter and all that, right? Something extraordinary they did. And even to this day, anybody that is empowered by a Christian, they do something amazing. Only in Vaishnavism, it's just, we're here to start something. Just like Jesus started something. We're here to start it for the Vaishnavas. Just a simple person, nothing special, like a carpenter type, right? Jesus was a carpenter. Gaur Haridas was a was a salesman, selling cars. Now I'm selling Krishna, the real Krishna. It was good training. I used to sell paintings in ISKCON. That was the best painting salesman in the world. Really, honestly. Even Kamal Krishna said, "Ooh, we don't want to let this guy use the zonal acharya time, zonal acharyas. Somebody will steal him and they'll make money for somebody else." I like selling Krishnaism, but it's so fantastic. Get a lot of benefits from that. Happiness, spiritual potency, the inclination to glorify the Lord more every day, to go deeper in understanding, thinking about the Lord. Yeah, it's fantastic. So, and merciful Lord Krishna never revealed to his closest friend is the place where the dear devotees of Lord Gaura happily enjoyed pastimes. And that's interesting too. You see, he Krishna never revealed to his closest friends. This is very significant actually, because Uddhava was such a great devotee, close, intimate associate. He was spontaneous devotee with tears in his eyes, but still Krishna never revealed this to his friend. That's why, yeah. That's why Uddhava was sent to Vrindavan, because only the devotees worshiping Krishna, see, Krishna was there with him, and he wasn't such a devotee, so he can't show himself what he doesn't have. Only those devotees can show him what he doesn't have to the extent and the level of worship. So he goes there to see that worship, which was so extraordinary that even Uddhava was impressed. This very intimate, ecstatic worship. He was like, "Wow, man, this worship this is even better than the way I was worshiping Krishna." See, but Krishna couldn't reveal it because it wasn't revealed through him. It's revealed through his closest devotees who were in Vrindavan. Uddhava had to go and associate. You see why you have to associate here? How are you going to get this if you don't come here and listen and attentively develop an attraction and hear it? This is the only way you're going to get it. Uddhava himself, who was already a Raganuga devotee, had to go to Vrindavan to associate with the ecstatic devotees worshiping that way. That's how important it is, the devotee. That's why the Lord himself, Krishna himself, worship of Krishna is more important than worshiping me. Worshiping the devotee is more important than worshiping me. In a sense, you are worshiping Krishna, but you're worshiping in that form of a devotee. Because they speak to you. The deity there isn't. Krishna ain't coming for another, 28 28th Divya Yuga, 4,320,000,000 years before Krishna comes. And what is Krishna going to tell you? Even a person on the statue of Uddhava, go to Vrindavan and meet my devotees. Well, you persons out there, you're getting such a chance again. Now, here. There's no other way to get this until you meet the devotees that are revealing what Prabhupada didn't reveal, what Bhakti Siddhanta didn't reveal, what Bhakti Vinod didn't reveal, what Narayan Raj didn't reveal, nor any of their followers, because they didn't get what is here. That's why you don't pick it up. You don't get it because they didn't reveal it. Not like this. It's in the books. But who's going to reveal it? Who's going to put a song to it? A sound vibration to it? A sound bite? See? You need to be bitten by this word to gobble up your Maya and heal you. You need a bigger snake than the snake of Maya. That's Krishna. That's the truth, man. Swallows up the illusion. Every day's another gulp. You know how a snake eats? Take one gulp. And then another one, and then the snake is gradually going inside. And then you got nothing but Krishna, and Radha doing their little pastimes. So that's the pure and simple truth, man. Pretty practical too, isn't it? Really practical, how to get this. See, and this is the place where the dear devotees of Lord Gaur enjoy pastimes. See, that's how important Lord Caitanya is. The devotees of Lord Gaur. See, they are able to worship Radha and Krishna and Lord Caitanya and these pastimes as they are and communicate that to others. See, when you hear these vibrations and when you hear this knowledge, this chit information that comes from Ananda, see, this is now is very powerful. See, this cures the disease of birth and death easily. It's not even like you don't even think about, oh yeah, I want to be liberated. Oh, no, just in a liberated condition, engaging in pure devotional service. Maria came at a good time. So talk of impersonal liberation will not become bitter. The shackles of blind adherence to social and Vedic convention will not become loosened. See, blind adherence, as we loosen all that stuff. It's like a shoelace tied, right? Everybody's tied to the modes of nature. See, a devotee comes in and unties the knot there, ever so easily. Just here, let's loosen so your feet can, they're not. You're not. You ever see these little Chinese ladies? They put their feet in a real tight pair of shoes and they walk like this. Or ballet dancers with their little tight feet. They got to squash them and they're all screwed up. Well, people are all wearing that thing. And build tight shoelaces. Ooh, tighten those feet anymore. You know, that's what Maya does. She makes tight everything tight. Your feet are hurting, and you get used to it. See, you get used to being a stupid fool. You get used to be proud. You get used to have all these horrible material qualities. You get used to even. I'm sorry, Maria. You get used to the mode of goodness, and they're tight compared to what I've got. It's a tight pair of shoes. Even the mode of goodness. All that extra work you got to do to make sure you got to, how I got to do this, otherwise I'm going to feel guilty if I don't do this and do that and all that. All I have to do personally is worship the Lord with great ecstatic love and bliss and share it with my brothers and sisters. Whether I recycle or not, whether I eat this or that, it doesn't matter, man. The Lord is with me, and I'm here. I know the thing I'm here to do is share that, Lord. Anybody who believes this preaching, you snap out of it, man. You're free. What's being said here has never been said before to this extent. Never. Never. This is like the Lord progressive, even from his time as Lord Caitanya Lila, progressing the preaching and empowering the preaching, doing stronger work now. People are more degraded now, right? Need strong medicine to liberate souls. So he increases the name, he increases the potency, he increases the realizing. He's doing it. He can do anything. He likes to. That's why I'm here, man. I like the way the Lord rolls. I like his method of increase, man. Just like he's always, to me, for me, I know it gives him satisfaction. That's why I want to do this, man. I want to realize more because it makes me a more effective servant of the Lord, right? It's nice. Effectiveness. See, in personal liberation, you come and you meet a devotee, we don't even have to talk about it, man, because this is a liberated condition. Talk about in personal liberation. Let's talk about Lord Caitanya, and automatically liberation runs after you. Is it? Is there? You get more than that. So you talk of it, and otherwise, if you don't have this higher thing, this is the deeper thing, the higher thing. Oh, all these things are important. Liberation and personal liberation, very important topic to talk about. If you don't have what we have, oh, blind adherence. See, blind. You're still blind. Blindly adhere. You don't know. Don't you? You, you can tell me you're a guru. You can tell me you're a sannyas. You're a brahmin, and I look at you and I say you're blindly adhering to those rules and regulations. Why are you doing it? Oh, and they'll have some bullshit reason, or they don't even know. Well, our guru told to do it. The Vedas say to do it. I say you're blind, man, because you don't see all those rules that you, Radhanath, and you, Jaipadaka, and all you followers are doing is just to get you here to listen and hear the real Bhagavatam that you can't preach. Because you're misidentifying as something else other than Krishna. No, only those who are intoxicated by the holy name know something about Krishna. No intoxication on chanting the holy name, no understanding of Krishna, not much. You only understand his name, you're superficial, you're external bhakta. What is that for your devotees here? I poo poo it for your benefit because you think it's something special to blindly adhere to programs and rituals and even the morning programs and to chant 16 rounds or to chant 1 lakh. It's insignificant here. I teach the deeper thing. All that is to get you here and your offenses so you can chant even one name or 5 names and be stronger than your 1 lakh of offensive chanting. All that chanting you're doing is so that eventually in some lifetime you believe in these truths that I'm preaching. What I'm saying is not a lie. Krishnadas Kaviraj says in the 8th chapter of the Adi Leela, you can chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra for millions of lifetimes and not reap the ecstatic devotion in that name. But look at this. Oh, lo and behold, there are people here chanting the holy name. If you chant with them, living devotees who chant the holy name with prema, who've got this benediction, you will increasingly chant the holy name in ecstasy also. Otherwise, forget about it, man. You'll chant till you're blue in the face, develop lots of pride. Or if you're lucky, culminates in meeting the devotee. Just like Jesus said, all your fastings, all your rules, everything is to bring you to the Son of God. See? The Son is the ray of God. And you just simply sit your fat butt or skinny butt in front of them and listen attentively and get purified, really purified. And then you'll be glorified too. Whoa, I used to be a follower, blind adherence to rules and regulations. Now you're an example of these verses. I used to think, oh, being the perfect devotee and following the rules and regulations and fasting and everything was going to get me by my works into the kingdom of God, all my offensive chanting. And then a devotee of Lord Caitanya, a real associate, comes by my door, man, just like Prabodha, and I've met Lord Caitanya, or that goes for anybody meeting his real representatives. Is like meeting Lord Caitanya. It is meeting Lord Caitanya. And you're lucky. Just like people, the Lord says, I got to stay in Jagannath Puri. I'll send Jagadananda, my intimate associate. And they met Lord Caitanya through that devotee. They didn't even want to let him go. He was so important to these. That was Jagadananda Pandit. That's the way the Lord moves his disciplic line, through such intimate devotees. And whoever believes in their word, their word, the Lord keeps that word and awakens progressive spiritual progress in them. See, it's the Lord who does these things. That's why the Lord says, Krishna, said, Arjuna, you speak the word. You tell them. See, my devotee tells him. He announces, and the Lord does what the devotee says. How do you know a real prophet, was the question asked in the Bible. How do I know you're real prophets? Oh, God says, what they say comes true. My false prophets, the ones I bewilder people with, I keep them out of the real kingdom with, what they say doesn't come true. Do the promises of politicians come true? No, we all know that, right? Do the promises of these gurus come true, sitting on these high seats and thrones, that they represent Vrindavan and you're going to Vrindavan worshiping them? No. They got to know that, and their followers got to know that. They're going still blind in a ditch. I don't care how good they are, how Devananda Pandish they are, how goody two shoes they are. You need Shuddha Bhakti, man. You need Shuddha Bhakti Association that give you Shuddha Bhakti. Bhakti Lada Bij, man. Well, God, I didn't know I was in such, Lalita, I really didn't know this till today. These things, these revelations. I can totally relate to Jesus. He was saying things like, what? Could you imagine any human being? You can't be, you have to be human and have this connection. You have to, there's no way you could say, because these things all come true, man. Everything. They're all real. I'm starting to become convinced myself. I think the Lord is really here. We better be on our toes there, River. We better be nice. The Lord is watching everything, man. We better be sweet. See, there's all this stuff in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. When we're ready to be delivered, the Lord appears as the spiritual master. That's why I have I get so detached it's like I feel like, oh really, I get to be liberated because the Lord is here. He comes as the spiritual master. you know he comes in this teaching, in this understanding. See, in this ecstasy, him and Radha and Krishna are coming to deliver me in this way, in the form of guru. See, even I feel like I'm partaker of the sacrifice. See, we all are. That's why we all get these things. We all feel this, family affair, this connection, communion deeper. Yeah. So, yeah. And the tumultuous debate of Vedic scholars on the merits of various useless paths will continue as long as a devotee who is like a bumblebee drinking the nectar of Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet does not appear before us, before our eyes. See, before the eyes, important to see a devotee of Lord Chaitanya with the symptoms of their devotion. See, comes. See, the tumultuous debate of Vedic scholars, like anybody can come here in ISKCON. I could, because the Lord is truly here, we can solve the Ritvik debate against the living gurus. I already did in yesterday's class. They can't solve it. The tumultuous debate because they don't have the real mercy of Lord Chaitanya. It's easy to solve. What's the living guru? I'll prove it right now again. See, there's the Ritviks and the living gurus. Listen, everybody, you persons in the debate on this side or that side. We'll bring it all together. We'll show you the two birds on the same wing. I mean, two wings on the same bird. Ritvik versus living guru. And so the living gurus say, no, no, we're doing it the right way. You must have a living guru. And the Ritviks say, no, no, no. Prabhupada in the letter says everybody should follow, be disciples of Prabhupada, but you're just initiated on his behalf. And so they're going like this for years, 50 years, still debating. They can't reconcile it. I'll do it in 1 second or a minute or two. See, so the problem is context. So the living guru is simply the one that has the life of real bhakti. See, but that is rare to see right now because these gurus need shiksha to awaken this next stage. Okay? Then you become alive. See, you're born again. You must be born again to enter the kingdom. That's called the Madhyam position, where love of God awakens. You can check the scripture. It says Madhyam Adhikari has love of Krishna. But love of Krishna is prema. Yes? See, but they cannot convince others yet because that prema has to mature. See, you got the prema now. Now you can chant the holy name and you can relish Krishna's name in advance just because of prema. Okay, now you can taste the sweetness in the name in advance because of prema. Now your spiritual body is awakened and you become like a spiritual teacher because now you study the Vedas and they light up now. You get revelations. God shows you stuff. And then you preach that and people see, wow, that's a really deep understanding. Right? Or if they're in too much Maya, you can envy, jealousy. What do you do? You can't understand. Like Lalita's even writing things. We're Ritviks, we don't understand. See, so that's the living guru. You need a living guru who is alive, at least a Madhyamadikari. That's a way shower guru. They show the way. Actually, if they have a Uttamadikari in this life, um, they will show the way. They say, "Yeah, come to my guru, man. I became delivered because of my guru, right?" See, eventually, when your bhakti matures, you become guru for others, or you may have to do that because of like a Mahabhagavat is not here. And you teach them what and okay, so now you got that. So a living guru has to be alive with real bhakti. You have to be born again, and that's not a small thing. You need the special mercy of the disciplic line to have that. Most I've seen didn't get it yet, and the only reason why it's here is I didn't get it from any living being. There was not one person who had this that I've met. Not one guru, nothing, nobody. So I brought it in from this side very easily, right? Just from the Bible, lifted. Just from the Vedas, lifted. From the chanting, lifted. Had to bring it through. Okay? But that's not your case. Don't you try? You all tried. You couldn't get through. You needed the help. This is why I'm here, or we're here to help. Okay? Those who take advantage are very fortunate. Yeah. See, okay, so there you go. You got the living guru. What's so hard to understand that? You see why these are not living yet. They didn't get Bhakti Lata Bees yet. They were looking at Prabhupada's. They couldn't wait for him to go, some of them. This is a fact. People, you can study history. Some of these guys were pedophile. What kind of guru is a pedophile? Molesting men and stuff. They're no, no way. Okay, so you got that straight. Hopefully, if you're blinded by name and fame, you won't understand what I say. This is for those who Krishna gives mercy to. Now, the Ritvik thing is like Lord Prabhupada said, my guru never appointed anybody to be a chari. He never mentioned that this person is qualified. Therefore, he didn't mention. Therefore, this is an offense to appoint an acharya. Acharya delivers his disciples. An acharya is like God in that sense. The Lord uses them to deliver others. Otherwise, you're not delivered. So they falsely appointed acharyas. See, again, just like they made falsely these gurus as acharyas to be worshipped. That's idol worship. That's the purpose of the Ritvik. Oh, just continue the mission, like Prabhupada said. ISKCON, if they were working ideally, would just continue the mission. Anyway, it didn't go that way. So now we're here to straighten it all out. See, so that's where Ritvik fits. See, and they all jumbled up. They don't know any better. So a Ritvik, when they meet a living guru, see, that's really alive, what, they're still contaminated with, oh no, Prabhupada said Ritvik thing, and they're, we're not going to the front of the line. We're going to stay in the back of the line because we believe that and we don't understand that preaching. And we won't go listen to Gaura Hari and get the proper explanation. Okay, fine. You just stay in that. Keep fighting the living gurus who are not alive. You're fighting a dead horse. You're beating a dead horse. They're not alive yet, so and you're not quite alive either because you're not conclusive. You don't understand why. And then you're confronted with the real empowered spiritual master and you don't accept. So you're both in illusion in your various ways. So you can't help people very well. You can't even lead them to a real path when it's here. So what good is your preaching? Nah, not much really. For neophytes who can't they can't analyze like we analyze here. Huh. Ah,
They have no spiritual help. That's a problem.
yeah.
No transcendental intelligence. That's a problem.
Yeah, because they don't have this ecstasy. They need this ecstasy. They need to connect with the real line. They need to come and accept this preaching. If you don't accept this witness that we all have, even your witness, if they will accept what you're saying, they will become ecstatic. Yeah. So anyway, does that because they go no, they're naysayers? I don't stop. You don't stop. No, you just keep going, and look, by and by, people come because people get purified and just because basically more purified, and then they're able to come and make further progress. They're all stupid fools, my friends. All glories to our beloved. So even Shamaguri is starting to poo-poo the mode of goodness a little bit.
Yes, starting to get it.
Yeah, that's the only reason. See, mode of goodness, everything has its place. Mode of goodness has it's good for the body, be regulated because we got bodies and they go, they work good. Eat specific times, specific amounts. Yeah. All right, give us a word, Lolita.
Yeah, there was a. I couldn't sleep last night, so I was writing in confidential teachings of Lord Caitanya. And there was a devotee who met you in the period of Narayana Maharaj. I can't search it now. I met him before, and I always fight with him. It's
Oh yeah,
never.
what's his name?
I need to try to find it. Just a minute. I will find it.
Okay.
Just a minute. Uh, oh my God, he's so stubborn. How can you be that stubborn? Gary Grunstein.
Oh, he's my ex-disciple.
You should read it. You
He's
should
my
read it.
ex-disciple. That's the one that was led away by Radhanath. Yeah,
You
you
should
can
read the
ask
whole
him. He
conversation.
went right to I'm sitting there with Radhanath, and so he says, "Is Gohari in the real disciplic line?" And Radhanath says, "No, go to Narayan Raj. He's in the real line." And it's the opposite. See, it's also an illusion. That's okay. It's part of the teaching. This is great. And I was kind of under. I lost faith in myself, in my
Yeah,
preaching, in the order. It's a lot. It's not easy because there nobody was validating. All I had was Prabhupada's order and everything, and Narayan Raj was right there. He says, "No, it's a dream only." And I said, "Oh, it's just a dream." He said, "Yeah, you got the Acharya before you. It was a test." And see, I learned how. See, like you have faith in this preaching now, right? I lost faith. I see. I was strong when I had strong faith in the and we were doing great, man. And then I met Narayan Raj, who, oh no, you're just a shadow bhakta, and my two of my disciples went to him, and I thought, well, maybe I'm wrong. I said, I lost faith, and started to realize, after that, I realized how important it is because I had the real thing, and that was the test. So that's why I stayed a year and a half. I'm looking around because they said, "Oh, we have so much better Gohari. Oh, you got Shadow Bhakti or something, Shiva blessing or something. We got the real thing, where see." So I go there, I just see like a big pride. See, even this disciple, the last I talked to him, he said, "I can chant 1 lakh." I'm thinking, like, wow, he's really into this. I can chant 1 lakh. See? Yeah.
this whole conversation was fault finding, fault finding, fault
See?
finding. A whole list, you can read it. A
Oh wow,
whole
I
list
like
did
yeah, yeah.
not stop.
Yeah, that's actually this is good to get it out of him. But you see, this is Ramachandra Puri. This is a perfect example. Listen, everybody, really listen. This is so by the book. Ramachandra Puri was a disciple of Madhavendra Puri, an ecstatic devotee, just like this person, Gary Grinstein. His name is Nityananda. Still is Nityananda. Yeah, yeah, and he was also now a fault finder of guru, right? So so it's just perfect. Thank you, Gary, for proving our points and Lord Chaitanya's points. So so it Ramachandra Puri was trying to teach his own guru. He found fault with his guru and blah 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 like this, and he got the what do you call uh, the chastisement of his guru. And guru said, "Get away from me, you sinful person. You're trying to teach me something. Go away, go wherever you like, but just stay away from me." He got the rebuke like this. And so, did Ramachandra Puri change? No. He just went through the rest of his life being a fault finder, not only of his own guru, but of all devotees, real devotees. Okay? And so that happened. You see, that happened to Nityananda there. This disciple, my disciple, same thing. See, he also left, and now he's finding fault with my preaching. So, wait, fault after fault after fault.
He stumbles over Ekadasi, Ekadasi, Ekadasi. At the end, I said, "Man, can't you play another record?" Because
Ekadasi, what is
yeah, that you didn't follow Ekadasi.
Oh, Ecodicey. Yeah, you see,
Ekadasi.
again, it's always rules and regulations. They're attached, and they have faith in the rules and regulations to save them. Well, I'm here to bring people beyond that, because I don't follow Ecodicey, and is the Lord punishing me for it?
I told him we feast. Don't fast, we feast.
But you see, this is the blind adherent. He's stuck in blind adherence. Exact. See how the verse points it out? Because they don't accept the mercy of a person that has the mercy of the real line, he's stuck in this blind adherence to the rules and regulations of the Vedas. The same thing with my ex-wife. She also went there and is still in the same thing. Oh, Gauri doesn't follow Ekadasi. He doesn't do this. He doesn't do this. He should have a living guru like I got a living guru. But look where it gets them. Nowhere. Oh, I'm crazy still. All this. Going crazy, going to a guy that I booted out of here because he was such a demon, and she goes and God knows what she did. He goes maybe does tantric rituals. God knows. She said he was a real tantric weird guy. She ended up finding, but that was what poisoned her and all this stuff. So she lost the protection of real guru that I have. I have this protection, special protection. What is Krishna trying to tell these fools? They still don't learn. All right, well, we'll just keep using you as examples. And so that others can learn, or maybe if you're lucky in this life, you'll figure it out. You know? If not, Krishna, he did some service. He donated money at the time, and he came, and I liked him. He's still, you know, I, once he gets it straight, everything will be straight. But he's definitely taking another
Merciful
birth in
for
next
Maharaj.
life. Let's Guru Aparad now. What?
You're
Yeah,
so merciful to all of those blasphemers.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's
Talking
just,
bad about you, I become really angry. I
oh
really
yeah, you
become
should. Yeah, you gotta play your part. Yeah. Yeah, they do stupid things, and that's what it does, and it shows where the real line is. The real line wasn't with Narayan Raj, because look at him. He's trying to sincerely follow, but look at him. If that was really real and Narayan Raj was really given the real thing and all that, why is he like this? Why is he a fault finder? Why are they all fault finders? Why is every one of them don't like my preaching?
not
Yeah?
recognizing devotion, even not
They don't
recognizing.
recognize devotion. It was all a no-show thing. They still don't know because this is. You see, this is the real preaching of what you read in these verses. Not even understood by Shukadev, and they're going to understand this stuff. Are you kidding? Even Uddhava didn't understand what we're preaching, and they're going to understand. That's good. So I like this. I like it. Now we're getting down to the nitty gritty. Thank you there, Nityananda Das, for playing the part of the fool. I like that. Man. Now we're doing something. Man. See, we got our disciples engaged. We have Leela now, man. See, you had a Ramachandra Puri back then. We got one now. Thank you there, Nityananda, for playing the part of Ramachandra Puri. That's your role in this incarnation. We'll give you a benefit for that. Maybe bring you back to Godhead, for playing that role. Somebody's got to play it. All right. See, let's see what else. Oh yeah,
Criticizing real devotees. It's
yeah.
awful. It's really awful.
Okay, River, give us a word.
Um, um, just one thing really. When I was speaking about who you are today in my class, about all your different titles and how you live up to all of them, and it makes you so big. It makes you bigger and bigger and bigger and big like. And I was just realizing that when I was saying it, and for all these devotees to come, because it's all spontaneous, so you're empowered by the Lord, and it's just big. And these little children, these little gurus, and they can't come to be with somebody because you're good as God, so big. These little devotees, because they don't know what's going to happen. They don't have the real guru. They don't have the Lord alive in their hearts, or maybe to some degree, I don't know. But it's like they can't do it because they've got everything sorted in their little
Mm,
plan to come to you, to be under in front of the Lord, actually, to be in front of the Lord, and then to just kind of have the same kind of, we're the same as the Lord, where it's just kind of, it just made me realize that you're so empowered, so really empowered. And these little gurus, they're like little children that, what can we say, they don't know what you're going to do or what you're going to say, because you are so empowered, and they don't come. And the thing is, that's what children do. They just spit. They
yeah,
spit because they don't know what
yeah,
that you're doing, and it's something new and it's something different, and God so deeply. They don't know God. They really
yeah,
don't. So it just made me realize that how big you are. If one of them comes, they're just going to benefit. Whatever happens, they will
yeah.
benefit from being at your feet, even though they don't think that, but being at your
Yeah,
feet, they will
this
benefit.
is the thing. If they do this, if one of them does this, then they act according to the Bhagavatam. See, then they become like a Bali Maharaj, or or say the wives of the Brahmins. If they do this and they accept the mercy, they will get the mercy of the wives of the Brahmins, God. Otherwise, they're not in the real Bhagavatam, because right now they're playing the role as like a sannyasi or a Brahmin, but not qualified to bring people into the kingdom of Vrindavan. We are, we do, we prove it every day. You can see ecstatic devotees are popping up like lilies in the field here, you know, and so we're doing that. So this is beyond hypocrisy. That's hypocritical to say, "Oh, I'm Guru Dev and worship me. Uh, I'll bring you to the kingdom." That's what they say. They say, "Oh, I won't say that," but they do that by their deed. If they take the position Guru, sit on a high seat, and they're Guru, and you're taking worship, that means it doesn't matter. You may say, "Well, actually, I'm just doing this on behalf of Prabhupada, and I'm really, but they're still taking worship. That's hypocritical. You're giving the wrong message to people. I mean, you're not preaching the narrow gate. The narrow gate is Guru Tattva as it is. And the Lord provides a real guru so you can get it as it is. See? And then you get delivered. That's why people get delivered here, because it's really true. The Lord is really working here. And you're the example, you're the witness that the Lord is working here. Just like Jesus said, you're going to be my witnesses. See? Because the Lord sprouts this, Christ in them, like it was in Jesus. See? The Lord sprouts in you the Christ or the Krishna that's in me, the Radha that's inside me, in you, which proves, because they don't believe me. They don't think, "Oh, you're just a crazy person." But when more people have smiles on their face too, and say, "Yeah, this is good for me. It's changed my life." See, people need to hear that. Otherwise, without the witnesses, that's why we work together as a team. Without teamwork, with this, we cannot do it. Ye shall do greater things than I. You will do what I haven't done. You know, I did my work and I'm doing my work, and you'll do things too that'll probably be very extraordinary. And because the Lord will empower you, He's an increaser. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, River. Sorry, I interrupted.
Um, yeah, also going through this purification recently, still a little bit going through it. It's giving me, I feel like I have more energy, actually, more energy. more lifted, more. It's when you go through that purification, it covers you so much that you don't like this path anymore. But
Hmm.
because you don't like it and you don't like anything about it, in
Right.
fact, Karuna likes it when I'm like that, actually.
Yeah, yeah, he likes that. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah. Well,
uh,
this is an interesting point. This is the thing. That's why they don't like it, because they're in the covered, and they this rubs them the wrong way. And when you're in that, see, you're covered, it rubs you the wrong way. It's all. This is how it is. It's contamination. See, so that's just how it is. See, they're in it big time. You're just in and out. See, in and out. And see, that's why I told you, the more you're in this and the more it's out, you even see it's less now than it was before. And it'll be less and less, even though it's taking a long time. That's, you know, the revelation I get, that's why you have it's like pressure on the kidneys, keeping them the pee down because of a heavy somehow, either in this life, probably part of it, and other lifetimes, heavy something heavy weighting the organs down. But that's coming out, and you'll probably start peeing at a certain point. So, but it's just gotta just more release, until the hatred's out. Just by the fact there's still like some hatred and rage in there and stuff. Okay, good. At least it's okay. It's coming out, man. It's got to come out. And once it's out, it'll be out. It'll be like, it's like that Kalya. Kalya couldn't recognize Krishna when it's full of this hatred. Against, wants to go against, wants to fight. See, but gradually, by and by, see, Krishna's dancing on our hoods, and by and by, it's just coughing up all that blood. See, and the blood represents the life that you got from that. Whatever you gave, it gave you some kind of life to be in that. But look, it does the damage too to the body and the organs. Everybody's like that. They're more or less poisoned in this world in various ways. So it's good that all that rage is coming out, and it's a lot in there. But isn't it getting less now? Is it less?
um,
Well,
I
not
thought so.
quite.
No,
I thought so.
I thought so. But
Yeah,
when going through this last purification, going through that, it was like, oh my God, where did that come from?
yeah.
Because
Sorry, whatever.
it
Yeah.
lasted a small amount of time. It didn't go on
Oh,
and on and on. That's the best thing. But then, gosh, it just lasts. Yeah, they don't last as long. I can come at them really, really quick. But when you're in it, Maharaj, it's like it's like you haven't done Krishna consciousness. It's like it's all
yeah,
so covered.
yeah. It's
And
just
then you hate everything, and Krishna just pushing out that rage, like you say. And I think, oh my God, how much more?
well, it doesn't matter. See, the thing is, that's the Maya. How much more you want to be perfect and all that? It's all a lot of
No,
stuff mixed in there.
Maharaj,
No, no.
I just want to preach for you. I just want to do my work for you.
Well,
I want to
that's
forget
yeah.
about
You
this,
will.
the
Yeah.
bigger
Well,
picture.
that's
You know,
part of it. That's part of it. There are people with a lot of rage. And you gotta. That's part of the witness. You show them that you're getting over this stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's good. Just go with it.
Karuna's listening.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good. Yeah, I mean, he's also. You'll see eventually, because that's kind of a covering for him too. But so this is the preliminaries for. And then, Karuna, I hate it when Yamuna is covered. It makes my covering heavier. Yeah, exactly.
You can tell the difference though when Krishna's talking. When Krishna's talking and when it's rage, when it's just that rage, hatred kind of stuff.
Yeah,
But when Krishna is just saying stuff, it can sound the same, but it's not because you feel so
yeah,
different inside.
yeah,
You
yeah,
feel so
yeah. Yeah, I think that Nityananda will come back by Lalita Ganga's, by him. Keep dialoguing, man. Get all that poison out of him. I
Yes, my
almost got.
friends for a long time. We have fights for a long time.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
that's good. This is very good. You're interacting. Eventually,
but
we'll get
not
through.
in public. But now it's in public.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow. So you
Yeah,
can,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Gary
I
Grant.
saw his name. I thought, oh, here, long time no see. Here we are
It
again.
shows you
Oh
how
my,
coverage you can get because even though we're doing all these amazing things, his guru could not teach him these kinds of things. It's unknown to these people. Yeah, Narayan Raj did what he did. He was a, it was a good person, but it's not good enough. Like Daksha is an example. Daksha he was good. He was a motivated. He was Prajapati in the heavenly planets, but he still he was covered by the envy, jealousy, and the false ego. And Shiva who looked like a guy that was disheveled, you know, kind of looks like our kind of preaching. Looks disheveled and ordinary, nothing, no pretense. Everybody's worshiping pretensions, pretentious persons. Oh, he's such a advanced person.
Just because they're looking.
Vrindavan's hard to understand because look at Krishna and the devotees are they act like simple, ordinary persons, but they're not. Just like here, we are acting like simple, ordinary persons. There's nothing special feeling, right? Yeah, except Maria, of course.
What's
Maybe she
happening to
fell
me?
asleep. That's good. She probably asleep. She probably didn't hear me.
You're gonna get Maharaj.
I'm a needler. Needle view. Right. Yeah, the gopis also they sometimes because they get mercy. This is how it is. You get this. They get the special mercy of Krishna. Sometimes they get a little proud and think, "Wow, we got Krishna's birthday." They get a little, like this. Yeah, they're like this. Even Adwaita got that. He got a little overly proud, and and then the Lord disappeared for 3 days. And he that's all. So that's how he handles that. A lot of us, we come into this world and we think, oh, we have something that that's more than most people have. Like able to we believe in God and stuff. There's a little pride in that too. But the Lord, He takes care of everything. You are the all attractive guru. Oh, really? Wow, all attractive. How many? I wonder how many gurus get such glorification from their disciples. The only people who don't like you are the ones who are jealous in the intense power of intense power. Your intense power. Yeah. Well, yeah. The relationship with the Lord. That's where the power. That's a good. I'm glad you said that. That's the kind of power these elites are looking for, but they look for it in the wrong way. I was listening to this one. They were talking about the bankers. Our banking system is so ridiculously corrupt. Is like it's not. It's all lies. And it's the whole funny. It's like ridiculously, a big lie and a big show and all kinds of stuff. And the bankers, they got all this money by doing what they did. They got printing their own money and they get all this gold and they adjust prices accordingly. Everything is rigged by them. See, they do all this stuff, and you know what? They got bored. They got all the money they want to buy all the yachts they want, and they bored. Okay, so what do they think of doing now? Okay, what kind of Ross? See, it's a Ross. You get because everything is boring in this world till you taste Krishna Bhakti. So they got bored. Okay, we got all the money we want. We print it anytime we need it and do this and our little deals. What can we do now? Oh, power. That's where we're going to get happiness. And that's what's going on now. The power to control everybody, make them slaves and their, masters. They think that's happiness. But they'll find also there's no real lasting happiness in this. This is the power, like Amy says, the power that comes from the truth, the power of this relationship with the Lord. That's true power forever, man. So you elites, man, come here and we'll show you what real power is, man. It's in this relationship. See, you guys only got power from Lucifer. See, they're actually this is no conspiracy theory. These are factual things now. They are coming out and showing it, just showing how they're just worshiping Lucifer. Our scientists, like the CERN thing, it's all practical. The CERN thing they just started up. You should have seen the demoniac ritual they did. It was like incredible, right in front of everybody, videoed, filmed, and everything. Demon this, in our entertainment industry, all demon worship, you know, and so it's the one eyes, see. But the true power is in seeing both side by side. See? You see the Maya, which Lucifer represents illusion, Maya. That's why you see they create illusions. See, they're servants of the illusion. They're servants of deception. See, in the Bible it says there'll be time, great deception will be put on the world. It's this time. See? But only those close to God or the Spirit. You may not, know about, maybe you won't like religion, God. See, there's a lot of spiritual people. They know these things. They're going. David Icke is a spiritual person. He knows about spirit to an extent, but he doesn't like this God that that it's just not logical, it's not intelligent. See? But if these guys come, the I don't care. You could be like he's on the good side of the good guys, and then you got the bad guys, the right and left, good and bad, and they interact. If either party comes, you'll get the complete knowledge. You'll see why the Maya is here. You see why this is happening. Not try to, well, if that's your place to fight it, okay, you could fight it, fight it or don't fight it. But this is the important message for both parties. This is Prahlad. He came, they're fighting. The demigods are fighting the demons, and the demons won even. They overcame the demigods. And what was Prahlad doing? Was he fighting? He was preaching the truth like this. And they end up winning by attracting the Lord. What do? We attract the Lord here every day. You don't think this is going to be something powerful, something important? It's already important. It's already powerful. Look, we got so many people coming now already. Got 15 people here. Hey, that's a lot of people to listen. From 15 comes 50 million. Who knows? Yeah. What else?
I remember when you're talking, I want to say something and then I'll forget.
Well, you see, that's what you got to do. What I do, I interrupt. See, I just learned. So you got to learn to do that too. Try it.
Kudos, try to brainwash me to not interrupt.
Oh,
Don't interrupt.
Nice
Don't
and
interrupt. Say that again.
No, you got to try. I notice I need, because I get something, I interrupt you. And I'm going to do that more because it works. Yeah. So you
I'm
try
just
it also.
thinking
When I'm saying
about
something, let's see what happens.
just by what you were saying about people coming. It seems to be like, it started, originally with one yourself, and then it's growing bigger and bigger and bigger, one by one. But then all of a sudden in these things, so many people come at one time. It just blows up really, really big. So, I think it's
Like
going to happen.
Bitcoin.
Apparently it's not
It
doing
blows up and it blows down. They say,
No, but this is just going to go up, go up and up, because, it is, if you look at it from Krishna's eyes and look at, it is the finishing touch. It is it is the end sequel to his film, his huge show. I don't know exactly when and how exactly. Well, I do have an understanding of how, but there's no way out. There's no way out of this, because so many things have happened in my life. The only way out, the only thing that's helped me, and then going to so many different places, is here. The knowledge coming from you, and what you speak, and the strength of that, like Amy just said, the power of truth just upholds us. It's my support. It's my support here now when going through purification. That is my support. The power of actually still hearing, even though you're covered, you're still hearing truth. Oh, I'm just noticing. I'm sorry. Have you got the fan on?
What?
Have you got the fan on?
Oh, you hear the fan?
No, I can see your t-shirts just go like this.
Oh yeah, the fan is blowing, man. I'm in the wind.
It's
He has wings now. He has wings. Our guru got wings.
Are you gonna fly away? It's great to do this path from the beginning, to start at the beginning, to leave what you know. Because if you try and bring that baggage with you, it's such a hindrance. It's such a hindrance. And now the baggage that I have is there, and it's there, and you just gotta allow it to just go now. This path is so strong in me, even though sometimes you see me and it's like, what's going off with you, Muna? It's purification, and then to come back. Because if you get into this purification and get covered, like they're covered so much, they can't get out, Maharaj. The only reason why I get out, the only reason why I go through purification is I listen to truth. The only reason why I get out of it is because I listen to truth. Listen to this absolute truth, and that's all. That's my support. The power of absolute truth coming from ecstatic devotees is my support, and it's growing. This is a great thing about it as well, because in other places here, you're making spiritual masters. You're allowing us to grow into who we originally are. And wow, that is nowhere. That is happening nowhere. Because you know who you are. You've known it for a long time. I think you're much more strong in it. The way you speak now, though, just the power of your words is just stronger than ever than I've heard you speak anyway.
Pretty authoritative, huh?
We need that. Oh my God, we are
Who
so
does this guy
in.
think he is? Who does he think he's so
We
brave?
need it. We need it. People are listening to authorities out there. They're
Yeah.
weak. They are so
My
weak.
Lord's the authority.
Yeah, so much power, and people just cannot stand the power that you are receiving from the Lord. It's such a huge jealous. It brings out so much jealousy and all of those things. It really does. I don't know. No, I do know.
We gotta bring it out. See, that stuff is on top of their knowing things as they are. So all this jealousy, it has to come out.
Yeah.
That's why this has to be preached. That's why Lord had to start preaching ecstasy, because again, all that jealousy, people went again. Oh man, they were so angry. They wanted to throw that kirtan. They were ecstatically chanting, and like we were doing here, and they wanted to take Srivas's hut and throw it in the Ganges. They're so angry and jealous.
I felt like that, Maharaj.
Yeah.
I felt so angry. Where are you supposed to express it? It's like this huge thing coming out of me. It's so big, so angry, and that was like a shock for me. Bloody hell,
That's what's inside.
What's inside, So I don't want to be fake.
See what's inside. See, those modes have to come out. They have to get added. So there's room. So the bhakti is in here. See, and we carry that, and they're pushed out. Otherwise, they act on us. They force you to act like that.
Yeah.
And that's why people misunderstand. The stuff is pushing out, and they think, oh, what kind of. But anyway, as we got to get it out more and more and more, and then you stay steady in that, and then they won't misunderstand.
This is the great thing about showing it. And the thing about the devotees and other people who are in the mode of goodness, they want to just be in the mode of goodness. They want to hide that stuff. This stuff reminds them what's inside. They just want to hide it.
I think the next stage for you also is you got to take responsibility for it as it's coming out. See, instead, because a lot of people, if it's being pushed out as a victim, like it's you, see, taking responsibility is you get a little more handle on the process, and it's easier for others to take. It's actually gives them a more adult way to deal with it. Otherwise, you know, they misunderstand, and you know, this way it can work. I mean, I was talking to a devotee about this, and it's kind of the way I've understood it to work too, because saying, well, this is coming up for me, and I'm really angry. It's nothing to do with you, really. You're just triggering it in me. And it actually is. It's intelligent. It's like your intelligence kicking in. I think just part of it is the identification, and gradually, by and by, you'll get a little more of that. It'll be there, but you can handle it in more of an adult way, not a child way. See, and that goes for everybody. And so anyway, just by being here, everything will work out. Yeah. That's why the more mature devotees are here to keep it together. When these people are going through these things, it's like this a halfway house. Yeah. Okay. So anyway,
I'm
all right.
mentioning
So
you. Just one thing.
what?
I'm mentioning you to the because I'm in a group for dialysis patients from
Oh,
all around the world. As soon as I talk about God, and I mention you as well, they love that, and they love the
oh,
fact that I've been dialyzing for 32 years, and that it's
yeah,
all because of Srila Gaura Haridas and God coming through, and it's really kind of starting now to
yeah.
come together. They're wanting to know where I'm getting my strength from, and
Yeah, that's great.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's how it's a witness. And then people come, they get the strength, the spiritual strength to follow the real path. Yeah. Okay, I'm a little bit tired, so I think I need to rest for a little bit now. Hare Krishna, everybody. Thank you for coming.